I want to do a quick video on why you can't save yourself to financial freedom. Now, if you don't know me, my name's Zach. I'm a serial entrepreneur and I own the business consultancy Coswa, which helps online businesses grow and scale. But I'm not here to talk about business today. I just want to talk about personal finance. So now I'm making this video simply for the reason that I've got a lot of friends that saving their money to try to retire and things like that, and it's never going to work. So I want to really making it for them. So if you don't want to listen to me or you're like, who is this guy? I don't really care. Go away. That's fine. But I want in this video, if you do watch, I'm going to show you the two main reasons why you can't do this. So let's start with this. This is how people think that sort of saving their money for financial freedom or retirement works, right? They work, they save money, they retire, and then they use the money and pray that one day they die before they run out of money, right? And that's how it generally works. But in reality, it more looks like this, right? Where you work, you save money, you retire, you use the money on buying a boat, going on holidays, all sort of dumb shit, and then eventually you run out of money and then you die poor. Now, this is incredibly important, especially for people my age who don't know when they're going to die. Medicine and healthcare and everything's going so much better that we could live to like realistically like 150, 200 years old. 100 isn't really the barrier anymore. So how much money do we realistically need to save up in order to not run out before we die? So that's sort of the main gist on why you shouldn't be able to save up and why like saving up just doesn't work. But there's two other main reasons that you can't do it. The first is inflation. So I'm sure everyone's hearing about inflation these days and talking about it, but all inflation really means is that the money that you have now over time buys less shit, basically. And so let's say, for example, that you had, and there's someone retired in 1980 and they had $4 million. Over time, if just today, just by not spending a single dime, they'd be only left with less than $750,000 in actual real buying power, which is definitely not enough for someone to retire on. So just by doing nothing, their money has continually whittled away over time. And especially sort of today's age where we're getting up to inflation rates of like close to 10%, saving money and actually just having money in the bank account is an incredibly poor decision on your finances, whether you do anything or not. So what else should you do then? Well, the main thing that you should do with your money is you should invest it. Put it in something that's not just putting it in the bank account. So I want to take you through this example, which is probably a bit more realistic for a lot of people, right? So let's say, for example, that you're able to save up $10,000 and you're getting an interest rate. Let's say you're getting an interest rate of, let's say 8.2%. So 8.2% is just the average interest rate of the ASX 200 over the last 20 years. You got 10,000, you're able to save 8.2% and you do it for 40 years, right? And every month you're able to put aside $1,000 into your savings account. Well, what's that look like? Well, let's look at over 40 years' time, you're going to have over $3.6 million in the bank, and you're going to be making almost $300,000 just in interest payments alone. And I'm sure majority of you can live on 300 grand a year, year after year. And the best thing about this though, is that if you decide to start taking this money out, it never goes down. Like obviously it'll fluctuate with how much money you're earning every year with the way stocks go. But you'll have a consistent income coming in every single year, year after year, whether you live to 150, 200, or 300 years old. And the best thing about this is you can look back and go, okay, well, realistically, what am I going to do? Okay, well, if I save up, what if I only want to save up to, say, 100,000? Well, that means I can retire in like 30 years' time, right? And you're able to sort of judge where you're going to retire and what you need to do in order to retire. So that's the main two reasons why you can't save up and why I think that saving up for your financial freedom is really dumb and you shouldn't do it. So I hope this has been helpful. Like and subscribe if you like it, but yeah, otherwise, goodbye.